Good morning, everybody. It's Tuesday. Um, it's Tuesday, all right. It's been kind of a long couple of days. I feel like there's a pretty high chance that there's going to be a lot of gaps in the video where I have to stop and think of the word. So my apologies if this is a very slow paced video because I feel kind of snail brained right now. I'm talking very slowly. I really feel like I'm talking very slowly. Let me think. What's going on? Like I said, I had a very long day yesterday. I had to go somewhere outside of my house. Very exciting. And it was a very long, kind of stressful thing. So I am pretty tired from that. And then I also got an allergen exposure today. So I'm kind of brain squishy. But Phoebe, I have replies for you. Well, I sort of have replies. I have made notes, but I got interrupted between making the notes and starting this video. So, as we know, I may or may not remember what I was going to talk about. As far as the air points situation goes, I mean, I would say don't worry about it too much, and like you said, I think you should spend some of them on yourself. I mean, they're your points for one thing, and also you should be able to do stuff that you want to do. So yeah, I would say definitely do that kind of thing. Especially since we haven't actually discussed any actual plan or ideas, or we didn't even we haven't even really discussed whether this is a feasible idea or whatever. So yeah. I've already gotten off track. I've already lost track of what I'm saying. That's bad. I was gonna say something about reading. What was I gonna say? We were talking about reading as a mood control sort of situation, like a self-soothing kind of thing. There was something really specific that I was gonna say, and I have forgotten what it was. Oops. Yeah, you were talking about about how people rewatch movies and things all the time and nobody thinks that's weird. I think that too. I don't understand people who are willing to watch the same movie 300 times, and I mean I have done that. That's fine. I don't think that that's weird. But people who are totally willing to watch the same movie over and over again think it's odd to reread a book, and I find that very confusing. I will say it has generally been men who have told me, sometimes extremely smugly, that they never reread anything because it's why should I reread it? I have already read it. I already have absorbed that information, which seems very strange to me, a weird approach. But it's also entirely been men who have told me that they don't read fiction because you can't learn from fiction, which is just the most ridiculous thing I have ever heard in my entire life. So yeah, I mean, I think some people just have very strange concepts about books and about what reading is or what it does for you, that it's very, very confusing to me. I was really lucky, I think, that my dad doesn't read. He's not a book person, but my mom is a reader, and so I grew up literally surrounded by books. I mean, books just everywhere in the house. Although largely a lot of murder mysteries. My mom is a big murder mystery reader, like Golden Age type murder mysteries, specifically like Agatha Christie and Dorothy Sayers and that kind of thing. So like I grew up with them just like everywhere. And it was kind of weird when I got a little bit older and realized like my friends' houses were not full of books about death. It seemed very confusing. But yeah, I mean, I grew up surrounded by books and by reading, and it was very, very normal to reread constantly in our house, so it was really odd and confusing for me when I finally realized that, like, other people did not necessarily do that, and that some people found it very odd to reread, especially to reread many, many times. That's very confusing. I don't understand. I don't know. I still don't know what the thing was that I was going to say. Maybe that was it. I don't know. You were talking about children. I'm like, I also am not really around children and have not really spent a huge amount of time around children. I mean, when I was in my 20s, I had a couple of friends who had kids, but I was not around them all that much. Like, I was around them, like, generally for very short periods of time. And other than that, I have not really spent much time with children. And when I was a child, I was born a little old person, to be honest. And I have gotten younger as I've gotten older. And I was an extremely elderly child. And I also, I mean, now looking back on it, I can see that it had a lot to do with the fact that I was, like, neurodivergent, and so I just could not really quite understand other children very well. I couldn't understand the things that they liked, or why they thought I was weird for the things that I liked. I couldn't, like, I found it very confusing and difficult to relate to children. I generally got along better with adults. And so I think that maybe that has just continued. Maybe I don't know. I don't hate children, but, like, I don't know. I find them confusing sometimes, I think. Unless they are the kind of children that are, you know, like the kind of child that I was, in which case, like, I can get along with them just fine. But I mean, I think that's cheating, I think. What does that say? Oh, password manager. Trying to read my own handwriting. Normally my handwriting is fine, but I have sort of squiggled it across this thing because I was trying to write it while I was doing something else, and I forgot what I wrote there. Password manager. You said that you couldn't remember your password because you haven't logged in so long. I have a password manager, and, like, I highly recommend it because otherwise I would not know any of my passwords either. Not that I don't use them. I suppose I would know the ones that I use frequently because, like, I do actually log in and out of stuff, but yeah, most of the things that I have passwords for I would not remember. So much recommend having a password keeper of some kind. That's the last thing that I have written down. I'm not sure if it was the last thing I had intended to say. I think I was in the middle of writing the notes when I got interrupted, so I might have forgotten to write down some of the things that I was going to say, so we might have lost the whole thing there. I don't know. I was very excited at having 2 videos this week. That was good. Excellent work there. So, how long have I been talking? I've been talking like over 9 minutes now. I should probably stop. Yes. My brain quit there for a second. Hold on. Gotta reboot. Okay, so, yeah, I'm done, I guess. And I love you all a lot. I'm sorry my brain went weird there. So, I love you all a lot, and I hope that I see you soon. And don't forget to be awesome. No. It's fine. I clicked in the wrong spot. It's good. Everything's fine. Okay. Okay, we'll try this again. Oh no, there's a cat coming in. Oh no, everything's going wrong all at the same time. Okay, I will see you all later. I love you very much. Have a good week.